Hi guys, and welcome to Life of Gaz, where I put a new sea fishing video on every Wednesday, and I also do a freshwater video every month as well. So if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and you can keep up to date with all that's happening. Well, hey guys, welcome to Life of Gaz, and today I'm fishing out here at Stanley carp fishery. Now it's cold and therefore I don't think it's going to be an easy session. If I can just pick up one fish, I'll be more than happy with that. But what I'm going to do is just show you what setup I'm using and how I'm going to fish, and then I'm going to throw them out there and see what I can do. Well, before I get onto my setup, what I'll do is I'll tell you a little bit about Stanley Villa. Now, this carp fishery is up and coming. It's fantastic, and if you're around Blackpool, Preston, or if you fish in Lancashire and you want to try out a new venue, then definitely come and check this one out if you haven't been here before. Now, Stanley Villa itself used to be a fly fishery, but is now a carp fishery, and it was stocked about 6 months ago. I think it was in June time of this year, 2020. And those fish are growing rapidly, and they're coming up in size and they're in fantastic condition. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the comments in the description underneath to Stanley Villa Carp Fisheries Facebook page. Please go and find it, because this is a great place to go and spend the day. So here's the rigs that I'm using. I've got obviously running leisures, which can run up and down the line, which run down to the little hook length with the little pellet band on there. And on the other side I've got exactly the same, but I'm going to use a PVA bag, and the reason for that is because I'm going to cast that one out at a little bit more distance. Whereas this one here, I can just bait the area by hand. Well, I've given it about 2 hours and it's been absolutely biteless. I picked up one tiny little line bite as one of the bobbins just lifted about half a centimetre and then dropped straight back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull them both in, rebait them, throw them back out there, and hopefully a bit of fresh bait, and adding a little bit more bait to the bed which I put out there is going to work. So guys, since not a lot's happening, I'll just show you one of them PVA bags that I'm making up. Now I've got PVA mesh just there, I've got a little bit of ground bait in there, just general purpose stuff. I've got some robin red pellet and a few very small pellet as well. And hopefully, with any luck, that is going to be the little trick to actually getting my first bite of the session. Before casting, I just went on a little recce of the area just to have a quick look around to see if there's anything obvious to cast at. My main intention was to cast over towards the island and just drop in about 15 foot short of it. Now, to do this, I just needed to check round behind me that there was no one else fishing the next peg over. Obviously, that's not fair on them if I cast over the top of them. And to cast at this sort of distance, now I needed to wait for the wind to stop, and as you can probably hear on the audio from the camera, is that it is quite windy and it was blowing straight at me most of the time. So I just needed to just hold my sort of position there just a little bit, wait for the wind to drop, throw a quick cast in and drop it right where I want it. bite. It was slow and it was methodical. It dropped back before very slowly moving off. Now when I struck into this fish, I instantly felt the weight there, and for a moment I thought maybe I'd gone into a weed bank, until I felt the fish start to pull, and then I knew that I was into a fairly decent fish. After turning the fish decided to swim from the island right the way down the lake, right down to pretty much the bottom bank, and I had to stop the fish from going all the way down there. But that's why you see my reel speed suddenly accelerate. It's just trying to keep that tension on the line whilst that fish was swimming down the lake. After unhooking her in the net, then I got her out to get a quick weight on her and get a quick picture as well. At this point, when she lifted off the floor in that sling and I got a weight on her, I realised that this was actually the biggest fish that I'd ever caught from either fresh or salt water. So I was well happy, very, very impressed, especially at how perfect this fish looked. Well guys, absolutely buzzing, £16.10, new PB carp for me. I'm going to go and get her back now, and I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with that. Well guys, that's me packed up. It was a very hard session, one fish, one bite, but what a way to meet a blank or PB carp. If you've liked this episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button down here. Check out my latest fishing video over there and my freshwater playlist up top.